Hey, I'm Pinky. So far I did all my guides in German, but due to some, I would say, organizational changes, I decided to make them in English from now on. I hope it's still possible to listen to them, even if my English is, let's call it, not perfect. But anyhow, I'm a bit sorry for the German people that like to listen to the guides in German. You can still ask me in German. I was thinking about this topic for quite some time, how to put it in a video that won't be too long, for example, and the topic should be how to tank a rally. And I decided to talk about in my mind, most done mistakes and stuff you need to look at, and then just some, let's call it the basics, nothing too special, because then the video would be way too long. I will start with something very basic, which is how to increase your defending size. And the first thing you can get, which gives you the biggest bonus, is the Enchanted Defense research, which you will find in Iron Defense. It gives you 3 million more troops, so from 12 million basic to 15. And I think the next thing you can get kinda easy is Simon, which gives you the max defense troops, which are passive, so you don't need to put Simon on your wall. Just having him will increase your defending size by around 1 million if you have him 3 stars, which is a bit of a way, but if you want to tank some rallies, he's quite useful to get. And then we have the treasure minting today, which is quite practical to show it. There would be some, the next 3 big upgrades would be the caster skins from treasure minting, which everyone gives you another 500k defense troops. So combined, you will have around 60 million with research and Simon, at 17.5 with the 3 skins, and you can get a bit more with small stuff. I guess you can get close to 18 million. This is of course, today and tomorrow it could be more, because who knows what they will add. So since we talked about how to increase your rally size, I would first go with stuff to look at, and let's call it mistakes that happen and shouldn't happen if you take a rally. The first thing would be fix your wall. It sounds kind of stupid, I get it, but oftentimes you switch around your lot for rebels and other stuff, and then if you don't check your wall for a week or even longer, then you will have some random commanders here. For example, I don't know how it works, but sometimes I have Zoran on my wall, and then forget to attack, and Zoran is defending. It's not really good. So check your wall commanders and fix them if you get rallied. You have 5 minutes. You need to be aware of what to do and what's important. And of course, you need to fix your equipment and every stuff you normally do when you play PvP. But this is something very important. Have the right commanders here. Then fix your formation, which is important. You do it on the wall. I know some people that will try it with the military grounds and then wonder why it's not working. You need to fix it on the wall. There's another thing I would want to talk about, because I'm often wondering why people do this. If you get rallied, one of your strongest weapons is that you are unknown for the enemy, so he doesn't know which troops you have, he doesn't know how you will defend, and so on. And I see a lot of people not using the curfew and going for 20% total attack instead. You can of course switch around shortly before the rally hits, put in the total attack and then put the curfew back, but you should always have curfew in, so they can't scout you, can see which commanders you have on the wall, they can see which troops you are sending out. I will come later to this topic, so I have to say, please think about the curfew. Then there's a thing, I don't really know which window to open. It's about the Dungeon Lord. Have someone ready that will send you a level 60 Lord if you get rallied. I would send it, just because if you take it, you will renew your fervor, and if you lose your rally, it will be important that you are able to run out of fervor. So do nothing that will renew your fervor, take a level 60 Lord, but if you get beaten, the Lord gets sent away, and then you will need to renew the lot, which means you need a person, yourself or someone else, that will send you the level 60 lot ASAP after you get hit, so the enemy can steal it when it runs home. And well, yeah, you should have further up for when the rallies hit you, and of course if you are winning you can renew it, but if you get beaten you want to run out of further, so you don't want to do some stuff that will always renew your fervor, and like this you will get rallied and rallied and rallied and rallied and rallied. Sounds pretty basic, I know, but well, there's another stuff that is I think useful to know, and most people will not know it, so I will quickly talk about it. If you're not blockaded, even if they have a tracking rally on you, and you feel like you're going to lose the rally once the enemy rally marches, I would advise you just spam random TP. The way it works, first the rally will hit, then garrison and reinforcement will run away, so you will take the rally with full reinforcements, and then you will random TP after the rally hit you, or you will random TP and same moment the rally will hit you, or you can of course wait if they use rally speed ups and then random TP closely after they hit you. I mean, like you want, but then I would, if you are not blockaded and you don't want to take a second rally, just keep on random TPing, because they need to port close to you, they need to reopen the rally, and if you random TP every 2 seconds, it's hard to port next to you, open the rally, and if you just random TP every time, they will need to be lucky to just open the rally. Also, I think a pretty normal thing. With reinforcing, you should always look for maximum reinforcing. Try to get 8 dragons if you can, as strong as possible, of course. Get fully reinforced. A lot of people debate if you should have T3 frontline or backline to do more damage. This is a bit of personal choice and depends a bit on your troops that you have home. If you defend with a lot of T3s, for example, and you get 1 million more T3s, and you have 5 million T3s already home, then you have 6 million T3s all of a sudden, and if they kill 2 million T3s, then it will be 1.6 million of them will be your deaths, and only 350k will be dead from the 1 million that reinforce you, just because 5 deaths of 6 deaths are yours, and the 6th is from the 1 million that reinforce you, because you have 6 million overall. So if you have a lot of T3s, I would prefer to get T4s just for a bit more firepower, but overall I like the idea with T3s more, just because you can split the losses, have more hospitals, so I think you can have 1 million hospital more or less easy with full hospitals if you get rallied, and if you get reinforced by another 1 million, you can have 2 million wounded, which means they have to be 2 million before they start killing troops. Sounds quite good in my mind, a lot better than 1 million, which happens easy. So now I would come to the, let's say, in my mind, the most important part with rally tanking, and this is something most people are not doing, at least when I'm rallying people, which happens quite rarely. Most of them decide their strategy. I'm a turtle and I will just sit here, put my head in the sand and do nothing. And the right way, I would call it troop management, is you need to send out lines, which I will try to explain now. I hope it will make sense in the end. Let's say you have 60 million, which means you have to research and you have Simon defense. And then we say you have 4 troop types, obviously, and you have 6 million of each troop type home. Now is the question, which of your troops will fight. To make it more easy, we will say they are all T4s, we have no T5s, and it doesn't really matter then how many T3s you have, because the way your troops get picked for defense, it takes your highest tier, splits them up equally. So if you have 6 million of each troops, it's 24 million T4s. Then you have too much T4s, no T3s needed, so the system won't even look at how many T3s you have. And then it will split the 6 million equally on each troop type. So if you have like 60 million, it will be 4 million of each troop type, because you take 16 divided by 4, but then you are defending with inf, with spears, with cavalry, and with bows. Most of the people don't want to do this because it's hard to buff all lines. Stuff like commander damage goes down. It's hard to pick commanders for all lines, so it's a lot better to start sending out some troops. For example, you send all your bows in hiding rallies, or you send them on a node, which is not so good because then the enemy can check what you are sending out. So the best way is to send them in a hiding rally, because you get no further and the enemy can't get information. And if you send out all your 6 million bows, for example, then you only have infantry, spears, and cavalry home. And then you get like 5.3 million of each troop type, and you don't need to buff the bows. And your commanders will do a little bit more damage. For example, if you don't build bows, you can just do 10 million of each troop type. If your enemy then rallies you, you can choose to like send out all calves or spears or all infs, and then you will defend with 2 lines. For example, you can do something like infantry cavalry. So if the enemy rallies you with spears, the infantry will counter the spears. If the enemy rallies you with inf, the cavalry will counter the inf. And if the enemy rallies you with cav, your front line gets countered, but you will most likely have more cavalry home than your enemy has. And yeah, for example, if you know, say you have only 10 million T4s, which troop type ever, and you have the 60 million defense, then 6 million gets filled by your T3 split on every troop type. So if you have like no T4 bows, so they don't fight for you because you don't want them, but you have T3 bows, then you would have to send out your T3 bows. This is actually not an easy topic, to be honest. You can get out a lot of it if you like blank the right troops and power up the leftover troops and defend the right way. It's a lot better than sitting at home waiting for a rally, doing nothing, waiting for your fervor to tick up or tick down. And yeah, the main part is think about what troops to build, what troops to send out. Like if you will always defend infantry frontline, for example, because you have infantry house in your refinement, and you can build a lot of infantry T4s and not so many spears and calves, so you can always send the spears or the calves home, play in bows, whatever. It's just so you can be aware of the troop types you need. Yeah, I mean, that's gonna be about it. I hope it made sense. To be honest, it was not easy for me to focus on facts and focus on English. So if you have questions or something, just ask me, and well, please feedback me if this was okay or not, and if not, then what to work on. And thank you for watching.